Hello, everyone out there. It's Trevor from Peak Potential Physiotherapy and Wellness, wanting to tell you why we get a lot of runners in our clinic in August. So why does this happen a whole lot? Well, I'm here to tell you that and also to go over our blog. Hopefully the title is a bit intriguing. Do I run or do I rest? Makes me think of the song back in the day, should I stay or should I go now? That song goes through my head, or at least the theme music to it goes through. Should I run or should I rest goes through. So I'm going to link to the blog below so you can read a little bit more about that, and then also tell you the top reasons why we get a lot of runners around this time right now. So number one is inconsistency with running over the summer, and then many people getting those aches and pains when they start back to running. So why this happens is St. Jude's coming up. Everyone wants to be a St. Jude hero, which anyone who runs, walks, or participates in the St. Jude marathon or half marathon obviously is. They are definitely a hero to support those kiddos. So that's number one. People are inconsistent with their running over the summer, and when they start back, they get some aches and pains. Number two is they might have overindulged during the summer and had a little too much rich food, and starting to ramp up their mileage, and they need to work off a few of those libations that they might have had a little too much, or too much of grilling out, those sorts of things. Number three is obviously that they're in full training for the St. Jude, and something happens. So that's why we wrote the blog. One of my lovely bride, Amanda, came up with the do I run or do I rest? Rest is not a 4-letter word, okay? Most people always think, oh, well, it hurts, I should rest. Not always. So if you're running or training on a regular basis, you've likely experienced a little bit of a flare-up or an ache or a pain here and there that might nag you. So what happens is that, unfortunately, plants the seed of doubt. You get a little anxious, a little fearful when that happens. Is something major going on? So these are a little this is a few tips of why it might be going on, or should you run, should you rest type reason. So does this mean that you're going to miss out on that run or that group run that you always like to do during the week, or would you have to cut down on your favorite programs, or how am I going to get my endorphin rush? How are you going to get that runner's high if you're getting these little nagging aches and pains? Well, because of that fear, it might make you want to stop. But from our experience, we hear this a lot. In runner's world, there is an estimate of 66% of runners carry an injury at any given time. So be it that they're active runners or have stopped themselves from running, 66% of runners have an injury at any given time. Globally, I guess they polled all their runners, and nearly all of them worry about that heaviness, that fatigue or cramp that might become something worse or serious. Again, that seed of doubt creeps in. So how do you decide? Should you stay or should you run? I'm going to go through a couple of them, and then you can link to the blog and see what else you might be able to run through, or to be able to continue running even if you have it. So should you keep running? So let's say you ran yesterday and you had a little pain in your knee or ankle, and you wake up the next day and you wonder, well, should I take my morning run or not? If that pain is no longer there and you're not feeling it, then I would say go ahead and try the run. Don't worry about what happened yesterday. Could have been circumstantial, but be aware of it if it returns. So if you're not having the pain that you had yesterday when you ran and it didn't stop you from running, you can go ahead and try it the next day if you're not having that pain. Another one is just if you're having the muscle aching in your legs, or the heavy feeling of the fatigue. In this case, it's up to you. A rest day might be warranted there. So you might just be sore. You might have increased your mileages or done more hills or something like that. So there is another one in there, but I'll let you link to the blog to read about it. And should you rest? I'll give you a couple nuggets here. So during the run, you feel a sharp pain come on, and it doesn't ease up. Not even if you slow down. Not even if you take a rest or slow down or change your running gait, and it doesn't ease off. Then it's time for a rest, and it's best to apply ice right away, 10-15 minutes, and in intervals, 10-15 minutes every couple hours till it calms down the problem. Then you can start trying to ease back into it, start some interval training, those sorts of things. Pain is in a specific location of a previous injury. Is definitely might want to stop there. This could be an exacerbation of a chronic injury that wasn't treated correctly before, and one not completely dealt with. So it needs to be treated, or it could be a flare-up of a chronic injury that wasn't treated before. So in this case, best to rest. Finally, if you experience any sudden swelling, a joint locking or giving way, or severe pain, tingling, numbness, or pain along the bone itself, it could be some stress fractures or something, you should stop and give us a call. Let us know if you have any questions about that. Most of the time, you can go into an orthopedist. They might stick you in one of those boots, which unfortunately is good and bad, can be the bane of physical therapist's existence sometimes, because it throws everything else out. But hopefully this gives you a few tips on if you should you rest or should you run. Do I rest or do I run? I don't know. So rest is not a 4-letter word, like I was saying earlier. If you find it's time to rest instead of run, don't be discouraged. A lot of times our bodies adaptations and strengthening actually occurs when we rest. When we do, why do runners seem to dread that rest? And I think it's just because you're used to that endorphin rush. And then also it's an essential part of the training process. If you're wanting to get a race in or something like that, you have to keep with your training. And you want to carefully select those rest days too. And you can make all the difference in your performance if you select your rest days appropriately. If you choose not to rest when it's needed, you run the risk of injury becoming chronic. And that's where that exacerbation occurs. I talked earlier this week about that Achilles problem that will kind of chronically occur. If you rest and self-treat at home, but the pain doesn't go away in 48, 72 hours, it's time to seek a medical professional's help. That's where you can jump on our website, peakpotentialpt.com, shoot us an inquiry or wanting to get on the phone with us, and we can explain a little bit more about that. But the more time that passes, the harder any injury is to treat. So anything that goes over 2 or 3 weeks becomes harder to bounce back from. So you ever wonder why and how those professional athletes get back to training so quickly? It's because they have a PT and athletic trainer on staff, and they also get seen right when the injury occurs. So when one of those major factors is it's better to be treated sooner rather than later. When it comes down to your health and fitness and really your running lifestyle, it's important to listen to an expert. We have our resident running specialist here, Alyssa, who is a St. Jude hero as well. She's training for that, and she's got a little injury that we're trying to keep on. And she was out running with her pain today because she knew it wasn't something that was going to sideline her from getting her mileage in. So give us a call. There's a link in the blog. You can click on that for a quick discovery visit. That's for someone who's a little skeptical about what we can do, if we can actually help. It's for someone who wants to see if we're the right fit for them. If you're saying, hey, I want to go ahead and get treated, then you can just give us a call, and we can get you set up to do a full evaluation. That discovery visit is just for us to get to know you, you to get to know us, and for us to give you what we think the diagnosis is, what our plan would be, and if physical therapy is right for you. So with all this, you can just see if it's right for you, to help you make a better decision. And that way you can be sure to get back to running quicker and safer like you deserve. So please, if you have questions, put them in the comments. But thank you again for sharing your afternoon, I guess, is it, or lunch with me. And sorry, and my internet's not working very well, so I don't know if this video is going to come through to y'all very well or not. But it's really spotty, so sorry about that. But thank you again, and have a great weekend, a great start to your training for your running for the St. Jude, and let us know if you have any questions. Have a great day.